Imagine you spend 6 months floating in a metal tube, with no shower, with no gravity, and recycled air that smells like burnt metal. You train for years to get there. You risk your life to get on the rocket. You finally look out the window and something inside you permanently breaks, and no one on the ground can fix it. Scientists call it the overview effect. Astronauts call it the thing they were never warned about. Here is what happens to your brain the first time you see Earth from orbit. Your visual cortex gets completely overwhelmed, because your brain spent its entire existence believing Earth was infinite. Every mountain you have ever imagined, every ocean you've never crossed, every desert you've seen in movies but never touched, all of it fits inside a marble you could hold in your palm. That realization doesn't arrive slowly. It hits like a truck going full speed, and it rewires something deep. Symptom 1. Your sense of national identity dissolves completely. The thing you were raised to protect, the borders on every map you memorized in school, the anthem playing at every ceremony you ever sat through. From orbit, they are invisible, every single one of them. Astronaut after astronaut has said the same thing. The lines we fight over don't exist. Symptom 2. Time becomes a completely foreign concept. On the International Space Station, you see 16 sunrises. Brain never evolved to process that. You stop knowing when to sleep, when to eat, when today ends and tomorrow begins. Time as a concept simply stops making sense. Symptom 3. You feel a grief that has no address. This is the one that breaks astronauts the most. You see the planet and you understand instantly that it is sick. You see its thin blue atmosphere clinging on like a layer of paint on a basketball. And every astronaut who has ever looked at that has cried. Symptom 4. You develop an overwhelming need to tell everyone. Multiple astronauts completely changed careers after returning. One became an environmental activist. One became a peace advocate. One wrote a book, desperately trying to make you understand something your brain cannot process. Without going there, now here is where this story takes a turn you did not see coming. You would assume that after seeing all of that, someone would come back changed forever. A permanently enlightened creature incapable of pettiness. The overview effect wears off. Researchers who have studied returning astronauts call it re-entry shock. The world down here doesn't slow down while you were gone. Your inbox is full, your mortgage didn't pause, and your coworker is still furious about that thing from last March. The overview effect does not give you immunity. It gives you a wound, a permanent knowing that things could be fundamentally different, combined with the crushing awareness that almost nobody around you has felt it. You have felt a version of this. You did not need a rocket. The first time you sat beside someone who was dying, every petty argument you had ever cared about evaporated in an instant. The first time you stood at the edge of something enormous, a canyon, an ocean at night, a mountain summit with no one else around, something in your head quietly reshuffled. The things you were panicking about at 2 a.m. last week temporarily became irrelevant. That feeling is a cousin of the overview effect, a brief glitch in the system your brain runs on, where scale reasserts itself and the noise goes quiet. But here is the part that should genuinely disturb you. We have sent over 600 creatures to space since 1961. Every single one of them came back describing some version of the same experience. 600 witnesses, 600 voices saying the same fundamental thing, and the systems that run this planet have not meaningfully changed. The borders are still there. The wars are still running. The atmosphere is still thinning. The people with the most power to change. Things have never looked down at this thing from above and felt what 600 others felt. So here is the question that should follow you today. If the most extreme perspective shift physically possible still fades within weeks, what does that say about the experience you are living right now and the things you are convinced matter right now?